up, natural hair crew? I'm here to bring y'all a video about tips on your hair. I am natural and I've been natural for some years now, and I actually did the big chop, and these are tips that I know from researching and also from my own experience as well. So let's get right into it. The first tip that I would like to give y'all: wear a scarf. Satin scarves, you must wear them, and if not, invest in satin pillowcases, because let's just be honest, nobody wears a scarf every single night to bed, every single day out the whole entire year. It just doesn't happen. Things happen. You may go traveling and you may leave your scarf, but then you don't want to go buy one because you're like, I got one at home. So whatever the case may be, you know, it just does not happen to where you wear it every single night. And don't beat yourself up about it. Also, get to know your hair and love your hair. I cannot stress that enough. Get to know your hair and love your hair. And the reason I say that is because when you get to know your hair will be healthy. You will learn your hair. You will know the likes and dislikes of your hair. When it comes to your hair, you will learn to love it even more and appreciate your hair even more, and it will flourish and it will grow. And the more it does that, the more you're going to love it, of course. Getting to know your hair means to learn what products work for you. Is it the thicker products, or is it the products that has more slip to it? Because your hair may be on the more dry side, or your hair may be the type of hair that holds moisture more easier, you know. So you might not need certain products if your hair is thicker or drier. You know, you never know what you're going to get with your hair, so you must get to know it. And you can't control your hair, so because you can't control your hair, the best thing you can do is just get to know it and don't stress yourself out about it. Do what you can do, which is get to know your hair, which is to also keep it healthy. You want your hair to be healthy, so get to know it and love your hair. The reason why I say love your hair is because if you love your hair, you're not worried about the next person's hair. People tend to think that their hair should look a certain way, and if it doesn't, they tend to not like their own hair. No, that's not the case. Nobody can control the texture and all those other things that come with natural hair. You can't control it, but what you can control is keeping it healthy and loving it. That's what you must do. Just because your hair is not curly, that doesn't mean that you don't have good hair. Just because your hair isn't fine and it's thicker, that doesn't mean that you don't have good hair. I guarantee you, if you take the time out to give it TLC, tender love and care, your hair will flourish. It will grow. It will be softer. It will look soft. You know, in your kinkiness or your curliness will start to pop even more. Your hair will grow. So you will love your hair the more you get to know it, and the more you take care of it, and the more TLC you give it. So it all ties into one big thing. Focus on the health of your hair and not the length. As long as your hair is healthy, it will grow. So don't focus on the length more than the health. That's backwards. Because if you're focusing more on the length and less on the health, it ain't going to grow anyway. So you might as well stop doing that. Stop rushing it to grow. As long as it's healthy, it's definitely going to grow. And not only is it growing, but it is actually healthy, so it looks healthy and it looks good. So definitely focus on the health of your hair. Be consistent with your hair. If you're consistent, that means you're giving your hair room to be healthy and grow. You can't only moisturize it once a week, every single week out of 6 months, and expect it to your hair to be at its greatest. No, you must be consistent with things and do it on a daily and weekly or a bi-weekly basis, whatever hair regimen you come up with. Whether it's, oh, I wash my hair, I shampoo it once a month, but I condition it every week, or I decondition it every 2 weeks, wash it once a month, but I condition it every week. Whatever it is that you come up with, you must be consistent with your hair. Moisturize your hair all the time. Sometimes I have my days where I'm being lazy and I just spray something on it, especially when it's in a hairstyle. And you don't want to mess up a hairstyle. So why not get like for example, you can get the conditioner that already comes in a spray bottle and it's liquid. And let's say you did a twist out, you can just spray your hair and keep going. That's what I do. Or you can home make it and get a water bottle and put water and oil in it, or water, oil, and conditioner, and keep going. Because let's be honest, you're not going to want to go over the top and moisturize your hair all the time. And even if you want to, you may not have the time to do it. Just moisturize it the best you can, just about every day or whatever. So I would say cut your ends, whether it's 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, cut your ends. Some people say they cut their ends every 6 months, which is twice a year. But for me, I cut my ends every like 4 months. Everybody's hair is different. Let's say if you just cut your hair, but in the midst of you cutting your hair, let's say a month later, you damaged it from heat or color damage. Even though you just cut it like a month ago, still cut it, because you want to get rid of the damaged hair. Because if you leave it there, it can't do nothing but get worse. Your hair won't do nothing but get worse. You must get rid of the damaged hair, whether it's just cutting your ends or it's because you actually damaged it. And if you feel like, dang, I just cut my ends 2 weeks ago, now I gotta cut it again, yes, cut it again. Because you want your hair to be at its best and at its healthiest, okay? If you're not consistent, if you're not taking care of your hair, if you're not giving it that TLC, if you're not keeping it healthy, then it's going to do the opposite of be healthy, which is going to become unhealthy. And that's solely upon you. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the time. Like I said, with consistency comes with not giving up. Do not give up on your hair. The more you do your hair, the quicker you'll become at doing things. Like when I first became natural, and when I first started washing my natural hair, when I first started doing hairstyles, I wasn't as quick at it as I am now. Doing the wash and go, doing the twist out, washing my hair, detangling my hair. So you may feel like in the beginning, dang, this is a lot. It's too much. Natural hair is this, natural hair is that. The more you do it, quicker you'll become at it, and it won't feel like that. And then you'll, like I said, getting to know your hair will help with that a lot as well. You'll know what works for you even when it comes to doing hairstyles. So it'll become second nature to you, basically. Just like you had to get to know how to keep up with your hair when it was perm. Take the time out to get to know it while it's natural as well. Trust me, it is not all bad. Massage your hair when you wash your hair. When you wash your hair, make sure you massage your hair, because that also helps with the growth of your hair. Massage your hair. If you want edges and you want natural baby hairs and edges, I come to know for being natural, massaging your edges will help your edges start to lay down on them by themselves naturally. You don't have to be a person that forces edges, okay? Massage your edges. You don't want to be a forcer. Over time, you'll start to see a difference in your edges, or your baby hairs, if you want to call it. I'm not gonna lie, it may take a few months or so, but you'll start to see a difference in your edges. Don't put too much heat on your hair. Don't do too much with your hair. Don't do too much coloring, because you want your hair to be in the greatest state as possible. So I'm not saying don't ever blow dry your hair. I'm not saying don't ever flat iron your hair. Just don't overdo it, because you want your hair to be as healthy as possible. That takes me into my next tip with wearing braids and twist and weave and quick weaves and sew-ins. It's okay to do when you're natural. Of course, you can do whatever you want to your hair. But I will say I do not recommend overdoing it, because too much of anything is not good for your hair. Over shampooing your hair is not good for your hair. Things like that. You know, too much of anything is not good. So yes, weaving your hair too much, I don't say is good, because you know, of course your edges can get pulled out from wearing too much weave, or even basically when you're in that get to know me stage with your hair, but you're constantly keeping it braided or any type of weave in it, what time are you really taking out to get to know your hair if it's constantly in braids, constantly in twist, or constantly having a wig on. And the reason I say that is because I've met people who are natural and have been natural who say, oh, my natural hair is too much, so I keep my hair braided, or I keep a wig on, or this or that. It probably feels like it's too much because you haven't taken the time out to get to know it. Ain't nothing wrong with doing it. I do it. I get tired of my hair sometimes and I need a break from doing it, or I don't want to manipulate it too much. So yes, let me go throw some braids in. Or that's where hairstyles come in at. Wearing a hairstyle where you don't have to brush or comb it every day is good, like putting your hair in a twist out or a braid out, or even wearing a updo. That's good to do if you don't want to constantly have your hands in your hair every single day. You want to let your hair breathe. Letting your hair breathe is also good. So definitely do those things. So if you want your hair to grow, if you want your hair to be healthy, I definitely say follow these tips. We're trying to help each other. We're trying to keep this natural hair thing going, okay? We don't want people to keep permanent hair and stuff, because at the end of the day, let's be honest, perming your hair ain't truly healthy for your hair. It really keeps your hair from being as healthy as it can be. And the best way to keep it as healthy as it can be is to no other than to do what? Go natural. It will take time. It is a process. And don't compare your hair to no one else's. Just do not do that. You can't control how your hair is going to look. You can't control any of that. Like I said, do what you can control, and that is keeping it healthy and getting to know it. It's okay to be a hair product junkie. I was definitely one of those. Yes, I definitely was. I ain't ashamed of it. Being a hair product junkie is and can be a good thing. You're trying to get to know what works for your hair and what works best for your hair. So it's okay to have 50 different oils and 20 different conditioners and 30 different shampoos and a bunch of different leave-in conditioners. It's okay, trust me, because you're trying to figure out what works for you, and it will lead to you having a bunch of products. Some people may come across a product that they feel don't work for them, but they'll keep using it because they're like, I don't want to waste the money. That's totally fine. Totally fine. But like I said, it's okay to be a product junkie. But that's all I have for y'all. And like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have anything extra you'd like to add, comment it down below. Bye.